Hi, I'm Angie Veman, and welcome to Totally Clutch. This is the podcast for women like you to find ways to simplify your business and personal life. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe so you're notified when a new episode is posted. All right, welcome back to episode 2 of the road trip extravaganza with Totally Clutch. I am still in the car on my way back to Minnesota to visit my family and spend some time at the cabin around the lake, swimming and boating and doing all of the fun things. And so I wanted to do a couple of episodes. If you didn't check out the first one, please do. But I wanted to do a couple of episodes from the car to share with you a few ways that you can find your way into the car and onto an amazing road trip with your dog and your amazing playlist. So I've been rocking out to, let's see, Beyonce, a little Lizzo, of course, a little Big Frida, just all of these ways that we can bring some joy and some fulfillment into our lives. And so the first episode we talked about documentation. And this episode, I want to talk about automation. And this episode actually was inspired by somebody in a Facebook group who we tried to bring onto the show, but it didn't work out. The timing didn't work out. But she posted something let me take a step back and say that this is what we do at Clutch Businesses. We really clean up the back end of your business, the operations of your business. So we take you from this place of kind of crazy making chaos where you feel like you are doing everything and it's becoming a bit of a grind and a bit of a distraction from why you ultimately started your business. So it becomes a bit of a distraction from really connecting with your clients, really connecting with your customers. And there's, obviously we get to that point for a reason, but it doesn't have to stay that way. And so we take you from, this crazy making chaos to this place of ease and fulfillment or from hustle to flow, basically. And so that's what I want to talk about today. And so going back then to the inspiration behind this. So this woman posted in one of my coaching programs, one of my coaching groups, not that I host, but that I'm a part of, that I want to say that it was $30,000. She had forgotten to invoice somebody and just, happened to run across it. I don't even know how, but basically she was like, wow, what a difference a process would make and what a difference an automation would make, because I just missed out. I just came so close to missing out on $30,000, and who knows how many times that has happened before, right? Now, she is the second person, not the second person, I guess, but the second blatant, outspoken person that I have worked with, or not worked with, but has been in a part of my life. And the first was a dear friend of mine who actually did the same exact thing. She was the salesperson in her business, and also the person who invoiced the clients. And she was holding on to so many invoices that she wasn't sending out because she was so closely tied to them already and so closely tied to the delivery, and had some mindset things that she needed to work out. But basically, when she put a process in place for this to happen and gave it to somebody else to do, she went from a low six-figure business to $1 million business in less than a year. So I want to start out there to say that, an automation basically means that you have something that is doing the work for you. So you put something in place that triggers off of certain events. So let's just take the invoicing, for example. If you are delivering a service to somebody, you might require a deposit up front, and then when you deliver the final piece or the final product, then the balance is due. And so in a lot of cases, you can set this up in your CRM or whatever you're using to run your business and to track your business. You can set something up so that based on certain steps in the process, an invoice would automatically be generated. So you set your fee at the beginning, or maybe as things progress, you add things to the CRM, add things to the invoice, and then that final invoice gets sent out based on a certain trigger throughout the process, whether that's a date or a delivery of something, or you upload a document to them, or you send an email, whatever it is, or a meeting gets scheduled or something like that. And so then you avoid those $30,000 misses, which for a small business can be a kind of a gut punch, right? If you are short $30,000, because you're paying your team, you're paying for all of the resources and tools that you're using, and you were planning on that money, right? So anyways, I just want to encourage you. Well, I want to talk about automations, and then I want to just encourage you to look for areas like that in your business. And the things to look for are things like invoicing. So, and I guess a better way to say that are things that are crucial to you running your business. So you cannot run your business without money. You cannot provide a service to other people and not be paid for that service, or you cannot provide a product for people and not be paid for that. That's not going to work, right? So look for kind of the crucial things in your business, and look for areas where things could slip through the cracks. So let your anxiety loose for a minute and see where look for the things that are like, ooh, that could actually happen. This could, I could easily overlook sending this, or if there are even moments where like you wake up in the middle of the night or have a tough time falling asleep at night because you forgot this thing, you forgot to do this, or you want to make sure that you remember it. That to me is a key place for an automation, because you do not want to be, bolting awake at night. You don't want your team to be bolting awake at night remembering these really important things, when there are ways that those can be done automatically for you. The next place to look is probably for things that are crucial to your customers. So if I'm sure that everybody has this in place, but thank you, automatic confirmations or automatic thank yous, or contracts, I guess countersigning contracts, anything like that is providing a service for your customers that requires a person to do, might be a place to look at an automation, or look at something that you can set up to automatically do those things, because you don't want your customers, you don't want to fall short for your customers. You don't want them to be without that. You don't want them to be questioning how on top of things you are, or you don't want to have them questioning their confidence in you, or the quality of the product, or the quality of the service that they are paying for. And then I guess the next place to look is at what your team, you or your team, is doing every single day, and see if there isn't a way to set up a process that can happen automatically. So you probably want to start out with looking at the process itself, which we talked about a bit in the documentation episode. But look at the process itself and see if there's a way that you can clean things up, or a way that you can maybe adjust things slightly so that it makes it easier to put an automation in place. So something that comes to mind for me is, if you're a service-based business, maybe you quote out your product special for every single client that you work with, and maybe that's necessary. I am not saying that this would work for every business, but there might be a way that you can create one package or maybe 2 or 3 packages that that encompass everything that you do, so that you don't have to the pricing doesn't have to be customized, or the offering doesn't have to be customized for each person, or if it is, it's so slight that it doesn't even matter, or you can have add-ons or something like that. And so something like that would make it easy for I guess the project to be put into your CRM, or the database that you use to track your projects and your customers and your clients. It would make it easy for that to go in, so that it actually does go in, because I can imagine that for some of us, if it's specialized, if it's custom every single time, sure, the client has that information, but have we documented it on our end? Because it's probably an extra step to put it into that system. And then if that's in there, you can trigger a bunch of different things off of just that one thing. So the second that the quote goes in, an invoice gets generated, or something gets sent to the client, or something gets sent to your sales team, or to you, or to somebody else, or I don't know, there's so many things that can happen off of that. And if that's not happening, that's going to be pretty tricky. And then there are so many things that you can trigger along the way. So if you have a set package, maybe the timing becomes set, so that you know how long each one of these things is going to take every single time. And then again, going back to the invoicing example, you could trigger your invoice off of those set times. Or you could, I don't know, send a special thank you package to your clients at the end without you having to be the one that is doing that. So, and I say that example specifically because I think one of the things that I hear oftentimes with automations is that there's a fear, I think, that you kind of lose your magic. You lose that high touch feeling for your clients and your customers. And I actually would challenge you that the opposite might happen, where you are freed up, your team is freed up to actually provide more of a service. Or you find these cool things that you can do with these automations or these platforms that you didn't think to do before, that does provide something a little extra special without bogging you and your team down. So that is my second way to finding your way, to a rest stop on the side of the freeway, on your way to enjoy some cabin time with your family, listening to your favorite playlists, and just enjoying the scenery. So from me and Sir Oakley, thank you so much for listening, and enjoy. Find your way back to your business. Find a way to love it. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe so you're notified when a new episode is posted. Rate and review this podcast and share it with all of your friends. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you're leaving with some great things that can help you move from hustle to flow, because I believe in you and your business. Until next time.